Hello and welcome to The Print. You're watching Political Adda with me, Akshaya, Nath, Senior Assistant Editor. And joining me today are DK Singh, Political Editor from The Print, and also JVC Sree Ram, who is a political analyst and an author. Thank you for joining Mr. DK Singh and Mr. JVC Sree Ram. And today we're going to talk about one of the hottest topics that has been debated for the last 5-6 days in the entire country. Even Prime Minister Narendra Modi has spoken about it and is reportedly told his ministerial cabinet to address it in a factual way. And this is the topic about Udhayanidhi's remark on Sanatana Dharma. And we want to understand what kind of an impact will it have in the national scheme of affairs for the India bloc as well as in the state of Tamil Nadu. And at the same time, we also have to mention this, that M.K. Stalin, the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, has come in support of his son and has even gone on to say that Prime Minister should not be unfair and should have listened to the whole conversation that Udhayanidhi had made. So just getting into the topic right away, JVC Sree Ram, we want to understand, can you give us about a understanding of what kind of a scenario will pan out by this kind of a remark for Udhayanidhi, be it in Tamil Nadu and in the rest of the country?
See, Tamil Nadu, I do not really know how much of an impact or attraction it would have, because if you look at the kind of, electorally I'm talking about, let's talk about electoral first. Electorally in Tamil Nadu, around 34% of voters decide which party to vote for on the day or a day before the election. I'm not saying this. CSDS 2021 post-election poll data shows this, unlike Gujarat or UP, where the decision is taken well in advance. Around 23% are core voters who would have decided much before the campaign has started. After the nomination and campaign started, close to around 15 to 20% decide. So last minute issue pickup. So this particular comment, which has been made 7 to 8 months before the general elections, can it be sustained by the opposition parties to DMK is a big question mark. And Tamil Nadu do not vote based on religion. This is what we have seen right from 1952. Hardly Tamil Nadu votes based on religious comments. Last year also, sometime exactly similar, A. Raja made some very caustic comments about the Hindus, saying that they're sons of prostitutes and all those stuff. And then we did a survey. It didn't have much traction. In his own political constituency, parliamentary constituency at Nilgiris, I had run a dipstick survey and it had an impact. It had an emotional impact. But how much of it is going to be electorally harvested? That's going to be the big question mark. But then why are they doing what they're doing? If Udhayanidhi Stalin knows all these things, I think there must be a lot of reasons behind it. They must have made some very smart calculations. And there is a reason behind it. And also, I think the one party which has picked this issue in Tamil Nadu. If you look at it, AIADMK has refrained from making any comment till now. I don't see the AIADMK leaders, including the former Chief Minister, Mr. Edappadi Palaniswamy, making any comment now. It is only the BJP and Mr. Annamalai who's picking up. And it is the social media influencers who are leaning towards the BJP who are taking it up. And the Dravidian stocks are highly defending. So what is the game happening? Is there a shift in the ground? Or is it just what we are seeing in social media and in the air? Is what I think we need to discuss about as we go about this political adda.
Well, when Sree Ram speaks, I prefer to hear. I mean, I learn a lot from what he says.
Thank
so
you.
I would better be asking questions or a couple of questions before we go to the viewers' question. I want to know how prevalent is, say, Sanatan Dharma in Tamil Nadu, if at all?
I think we need to look at this whole episode at a larger perspective. The DK leader, Dravida Kazhagam leader, Mr. Veeramani, before Udhayanidhi comes on stage and makes those comments, says that Sanatana Dharma is equal to Hinduism. So he has made it. See, I think the game, who started this game? Probably they would say that Governor R. N. Ravi started the game. But Sanatana Dharma, continuous comments about Sanatana Dharma was started to make by VCK leader Tol Tirumavalavar. From there, it was picked up by the DK. From there, now the DMK is picking it up. So why are they picking it up? Let's go back and see. If, for the benefit of our viewers, I think we need to go back and see. The man who first talked about this Dravidian Aryan division was Robert Caldwell. He was a bishop. He came from Ireland, settled down, he came to Madras, and from there he settled down in Tirunelveli, and he died in Kodaikanal. He learned the Tamil language. He learned some of the South Indian languages. His first attempt was to say that Brahmins were not the natives of India. They came from the Europe, and they have been dominating. And he also, in his first book, said that Brahmins are intellectually much, much more capable and sharper, as a result of which they have been dominating. In fact, his first work was comparing Brahmins with Nadars, because Nadars are the ones who are dominant in the southern part of it. In fact, he got married in Nagarkoil, if I'm right, if my history is right, which is basically the place where Nadars live a lot. Tirunelveli is another place where he was a bishop there. So he compared, which Nadars themselves, his first work was thrown into the dustbin by the Nadars themselves. So he was the first one who gave this divide called as Aryan Dravidian, and a statue of his is erected in Marina Beach. You must have heard of the iconic Marina Beach in Chennai, where the statue is erected. From there, the Justice Party was born. Justice Party was started by not the Dalits, but the higher class in Hindus, your Mudaliyars, your Naidus, your Chettiars, your Pillais. These are the people who started. And Justice Party itself got evolved into Dravida Kazhagam, and Dravida Kazhagam was started by E.V. Ramaswamy Periyar. And he was very clear that he was not going to fight politically, but he was going to fight for women's reformation. And he said God does not exist, and the man who believes in God is a fool. And those wordings are all there in prominent temples. If you go to Srirangam, Kanchipuram, before you enter into the temple, this E.V. Ramaswamy Nayakar's Periyar, whom you call, his statue will be there, and what he has talked about God will be there, so that people, when they go to the temple, can read all those things. 1949, Annadurai exited from DMK, and started DMK, and he moved from atheism towards saying that Ondre Kulam Oruvane Devan, which means one cult, one God, which means Anna accepted the existence of God. But Anna played a different coin. For Anna, he realized that if I play the atheist card, I would not even get 1% vote. Yeah, he wanted power. He said political power is the way through which I can bring about the reformation. So he divided, saying that he did not divide into Tamil, non-Tamil. He used the Dravidian and non-Dravidian. Because why he did not use Tamil and non-Tamil? If he used Tamil and non-Tamil, Brahmins will also say, I'm a Tamil. Because whoever's mother tongue is Tamil, they would say, I'm a Tamilan. Which means Brahmins, most of the Brahmins from Tamil Nadu, or their mother tongue is Tamil. So they would say that. So he carefully created an anti-Brahmin narrative. But within that scope, he was always against this Brahminical narrative, but not the Hindu narrative. So that is how the politics evolved. But by 1970s, when Karunanidhi was the chief minister, he even ensured that none of the Brahmins get into medical colleges, because he brought about what is called as an interview system. So he did that. And when AIADMK, because I'm just giving you the history so that people understand, AIADMK, which was an offshoot of DMK, calling themselves as Anna Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam, carried the legacy of Annadurai. Also had Periyar in their photographs. But it is a well-known fact that M.G. Ramachandran used to go to the famous Mookambikai temple at Karnataka and had given a lot of donation, and he was a theist. And later the Dravidian movement saw the biggest of its turning point when a Brahmin Iyengar lady headed a Dravidian party, and she was, to everybody, she was saying that she was a God-fearing lady. In fact, in one of the interviews with Karan Thapar, he would ask, you seem to be propitiating Hindu gods, you believe in numerology, and is it against the Dravidian culture? He said, Anna said, Ondre Kulam Oruvane Devan, which means Anna himself acknowledged the existence of God. Go to the next question. That's what she would say. So this is where the traveler, and Karunanidhi did not invoke Periyar a lot, because Karunanidhi was playing against the AIADMK and against MGR and Jayalalitha. He did not, he would make some comments, like he was Rama, an engineer. When Ramasetu project used to come, he would say all Hindus are thieves, chores, but then he would say, which means they steal hearts. He would go back and forth. But he also made a serial, a mega serial on Ramanuja, Saint Ramanuja. So it was always against caste discrimination. But now, DMK, under Mr. Stalin, has made Periyar a bigger religion than even that of another. Because I feel, this is my personal feeling, from Robert Caldwell to Muka Stalin and Udhayanidhi Stalin, if we see, unless otherwise DMK today sees BJP as its main enemy, they would not have taken up this topic, according to me. If AIADMK was their sworn enemy, because AIADMK never talks about these things. AIADMK talks about anti-Hindi imposition, talks about federal rights, those kind of stuff, but never talks about religion, never brings religion into the politics. Both Jayalalitha did not do it and MGR did not do it. And they were never anti-Brahmins, because Dr. H.V. Ande, who is still alive, is a Brahmin, and he was a representative of MGR's cabinet. Jayalalitha herself was a Brahmin, who was the chief minister. Jayalalitha had Brahmin MLAs. So, are they trying to make it Sanatana Dharma as Brahmin versus non-Brahmins? Or is Veeramani's angle of, is it Hindus versus non-Hindus? Only the DMK people will be in a position to answer.
I think I agree with you, because I see a nuanced shift. So even when you have A. Raja basically saying Sanatan Dharma is like HIV, and MK Stalin backing his son, if you look at his son's statement, he's not, now he doesn't want to be seen as denouncing any religion. You know, his statement says, I'm reading it here, he's saying, he's quoting Anna, that if a religion leads people towards equality and teaches them fraternity, then I too am a spiritualist. But if a religion divides people in the name of castes, if it teaches them untouchability and slavery, I would be the first person to oppose the religion. Basically, what he's trying to do is he's bringing the debate into the same old caste narrative.
But here I have a very big disagreement, DK. There was a movie on E.V. Ramaswamy which was taken by Veeramani himself. In Tamil Nadu, it was released as Periyar. But in Telugu, when they dubbed it, it was released as E.V. Ramaswamy Nayakar. So do you need caste when you get out of Tamil Nadu to sell the movie? But you were saying that you are not a casteist inside Tamil Nadu. That's a big, so there are a lot of paradox involved into it.
No, that is why I brought his statement to your notice, because what you were saying, they are possibly not trying to make it Hinduism versus the atheism. They are probably trying to make it Brahminism versus the rest.
But Brahminism, you know, it's hardly 3%. They themselves accept that it is 3%. E.V. Ramaswamy himself said that, you know, if 3% of these people have to be, eliminated, let them be eliminated. He made that statement. I'm not making that statement.
What I'm not getting is, on the one hand, you have MK Stalin backing him. You have A. Raja basically using stronger language. On the other hand, Udhayanidhi seems to be a bit conciliatory, or trying to appease the people who might be hurt outside Tamil Nadu or within Tamil Nadu by saying that I am not against religion per se.
No, but why do you have to be against Sanatana Dharma? You can say that I am against the caste system. That's absolutely fine. But why do you have to? Because see, I may not be a practicing, because most of the Hindus living in today may not even know what Sanatana Dharma stands for. I do not know anybody has read those scriptures.
Exactly.
It's Hinduism being a religion, it is. Most of us practice Hinduism, unlike Christians who at least read Bible. I don't know of how many Hindus, you can count them in fingers, out of 100 crore Hindus who live in this country. I do not know how many of them read the Vedic scriptures or Dharma or even the abridged version of it.
How many of them understand Sanatan Dharma? I mean,
nobody would understand.
Yeah.
Nobody would understand.
Yeah.
So which means, is it a frontal attack on Hindus? That's what I'm talking about. Because are they trying to consolidate minority vote? And they've already got minority vote. And also Stalin said 80% of it, without Hindus voting for us, we can't come to power. He acknowledges that. So the point here is that they are trying to, I would say that it is a message that they're trying to block BJP's end. Unless, because then don't immediately ask me, is BJP growing or not? Because if BJP is growing or not, what is the percentage of its vote bank? Only results can show. Only 2024 Lok Sabha results and only 2026 assembly elections will show us the picture. Are really the Hindu nationalist votes which normally go to AIADMK, as it really moved to BJP? It is $1 million question. Nobody has an answer. And I don't want to speculate based on probably the crowds which throng for Annamalai and wherever he goes, because we have seen in several places, even in Telangana, Revanth Reddy draws huge crowds, but his candidate lost deposits. So we can't go by that. So I would say that it is probably one to consolidate minority vote, because minorities also not happy. Let me quote another survey which I was doing in a place called Tirupur a few weeks back. Now, when I was speaking to a minority lady, she was unhappy with the government. She said, I went to register for 1,000 rupees. I'm not getting. She's a tailor. And she said, the buses are coming very irregular, although they are free buses. Corruption is rampant. But when we asked them, whom are you voting for? We don't have any other go other than to vote for DMK and Congress. This was a Christian lady. So there is anti-incumbency probably amongst minority also. And he wants to ensure that, and probably the corruption charges against some of the DMK ministers which are coming into the limelight. Probably it could be even due to that, to shift its, how do I shift it? I pick up a bigger thing. Because today, see, at the end of the day, Cho Ramaswamy, a great political commentator in Tamil Nadu, who is no more there, used to always say, DMK, when it has to pick up the battle, when it is on government, its last resort is anti-Brahmin, which can sometimes lead to anti-Hindu, then anti-Hindi. These are the old templates which are there, which they would pick up to ensure that, to show that there is no anti-incumbency. And are we seeing that? I don't know. Probably Mr. Stalin must have better reports of the intelligence that he actually, runs the intelligence department in Tamil Nadu. They might have something to say. Or is it that the Annamalai's Yatra is gaining traction and that is the reason why he's talking? Because who picked up Sanatan Dharma? I can understand if Annamalai or the BJP leaders talk about Sanatana Dharma, we are for Sanatana Dharma, we are going to protect it. They didn't say. It is DMK which is picking up. Correct me if I'm wrong, Akshaya. I think it is the DMK which is picking up this narrative and others are reacting to it. Why would you pick up a narrative?
Actually, I want to come in and ask about something that Stalin has said in his letter to the PM today. He's raised questions saying that, there are scenarios where words of DMK leaders or leaders from the India bloc have been twisted and utilized to bring up a narrative. So he's asking the Prime Minister, is this an intentional strategy that has been put forward by the Prime Minister and the BJP, including about the Sanatana Dharma topic itself, wherein he has again stated that nowhere in his speech has Udhayanidhi said genocide. The word has not been used. So is it an over-interpretation to get away from the other questions which are being raised by the India bloc? How do you see that?
See, I think, he's talked about the eradication. Definitely there was no mention of the word genocide. I think it was again a narrative which was spun by, God knows who spun the narrative. At least I do not know who spun the narrative.
Annamalai said he wants
Okay. So if I don't see that, there was no mention of genocide by Udhayanidhi Stalin. And he had not mentioned about it. It was one of the DMK, the lower rank spokesperson, who had picked up a few months ago from Periyar saying that the 3% can be eliminated. That was, because that was something which was an intention which was there. It was mentioned by E.V. Ramaswamy Periyar, but I don't think there was no mention of genocide. It is eradication of Sanatana Dharma. Can it be equated to a genocide of the people who are practicing Dharma? I think that would be taking it a little far, is what I can think of.
Actually,
I just want to bring in a question from the viewer also. Exactly, yeah. One person has asked saying, I think his name is S. Ranjan Dikshit. He has asked as to how does anti-Brahmin or anti-Hindu speeches mobilize OBC votes for the DMK?
See, it is not the OBC votes. It's basically the minority votes. And we should also know that Tamil Nadu is a place where conversion is happening thick and fast. The why Caldwell came to Tamil Nadu was not for any research or anything. He wanted to convert people and he could convert people. In fact, today in Nadars themselves, many of them are converted. So if the conversion, because if 10% minority increases to 20%, now automatically DMK's vote bank increases. So it is basically that, number one. And number two.
I'm sorry for interrupting. What do you think is the population of minorities there?
See,
Officially,
officially it is around 8 to 10%.
and you are saying that there are many more. That's why.
Yeah, because because conversion, the way in which it happens is that not many people may get converted, but officially they may not be converted. Because particularly if you have Dalit people, they would convert, but they would still like to retain their Hindu identity as far as the legal side is concerned, so that they can continue to get the benefits. So that is something which keeps happening. So it is officially 8 to 10%, but it will be definitely more. It would be in double digit according to my knowledge. And if they're able to extend it, say beyond 18, 20%, then you have a solid vote bank. And you need to keep the vote bank intact. And that's one of the prime responsibility as far I think that DMK would feel that they have a responsibility to hold on to this vote bank. So certainly it is not against OBC. In fact, it was Tol Tirumavalavan who said even OBCs must come and fight against the Sanatana Dharmi Hindus. It was he who mentioned that a few days back.
How many believers do you think are there in Tamil Nadu, believers in Sanatan Dharma?
See, there is nothing called as I keep telling all the time, as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned, most people, 98% of Hindus go to temples. They are believers of God. Okay, they somehow either worship Lord Shiva, Muruga, Amman, whomsoever it is. But fundamentally, the knowledge of the spiritual knowledge is absolutely hollow. For them, God, religion, temple is a very transactional one. What is in it for me? So if you ask me how many people on Sanatana Dharma, probably 5%. 5% of the Hindu population may even be knowing much about it. Not more than that.
Also one more thing is that we have seen that the DMK from the formation time itself, when Anna said that Undre Kulam Oruvane Devam, that is like one is the cult and one is the God. From that period onwards, we've seen that maybe for vote bank politics also, the DMK has been open for having people from, believers also in it, from PT Rajan, PTR's father also, and then PTR himself, and then we see Durga Stalin, all of them being believers. And Stalin has also made this very clear, saying that he does not stop his wife from going to the temple, or like has party men who are believers in it. So it's not just now, right? Like you were saying that maybe it's a field to counter the BJP's entry into the state. Do you feel that even prior to that, you were also mentioning about it sometime back to me, that whenever DMK comes to power, they do a lot of Kumbhabhishekam in temples and do a lot of things in the HRNC department. So can you actually say that it is targeted at the BJP's entry into Tamil Nadu, or like has it always been their culture this way?
See, one is in terms of performing Kumbhabhishekams and saying that, okay, fine, we are okay with Hindus and all those stuff. That has been one side of the story which has been going on. But the kind of comments which we are seeing in the last, say, probably 12 months, because if I look at A. Raja's comment last September to now, it is certainly to stop BJP to come, gain a foothold in Tamil Nadu. I'm not even saying a foothold, a toehold in Tamil Nadu. There is somewhere deep inside a fear is in DMK leaders that somehow or other under Annamalai, they have got somebody who can captivate the audience. Till now, this party had no leadership. And people of Tamil Nadu do not understand Hindi, as a result of which these guys will speak in Hindi, even if it is Modi ji or Amit Shah, whomsoever it is, it will not have. But now, because Annamalai has entered, probably the DMK feels that this needs to be countered, and also a weakened AIADMK. See, because politics in Tamil Nadu has revolved around DMK. When I say revolved around DMK may not have been in power. There is a 50 to 60% anti-DMK voters in Tamil Nadu. They do not want to vote for DMK. Now, whom would they vote for? Whoever is opposing DMK. It was MGR at one point of time. It was Jayalalitha at another point of time. And probably today smarter, because the AIADMK, see, let's also, I also spoke to some of the AIADMK sympathizers, not their leaders. They have a very big challenge. All their leaders are aging leaders. They do not have young leaders. Jayalalitha used to, pick up leaders from nowhere. There would be somebody who would be a lady who's a cook in the government school, and she would give her a ticket. And somebody who's an young cricket player, like an SP Velamani, she would give a ticket. Now, Edappadi Palanichami is not able to do that kind of politics. He is going by that, trusted gang of people, and all his leaders are aged. They're 70, 65. You hardly one or two like Dr. C. Vijay Bhaskar, who must be in his late 40s or early 50s. You don't have the kind of 35, 40-year-old. So as a result of which, DMK has it, because DMK being a kind of a dynastic party, all the ex-leaders, Durai son is into politics, Ponmudi's son is into politics, even Muka Style and son himself is into politics. So they have the next round of leadership supply ready. And BJP has got a 37, 38-year-old Annamalai. So irrelevance of AIADMK in the future, I'm not talking about today, I'm talking about in the future, may lead to BJP becoming the pole position of an opposition to the DMK. And that they do not want it to happen could be also one of the reasons why they are trying to invoke these things. Because Tamil Nadu people also would not like to do a lot of religious politics.
What you're saying is that BJP's rise in future may not be only on account of Hindutva.
No, it cannot be on the account of Hindutva. Hindutva cannot give you beyond 10%. It is not a Gujarat, it is not a Madhya Pradesh, it is not a Rajasthan or a Uttar Pradesh or Uttarakhand, where your Hindutva itself can give you a critical mass of 30 to 35%. Hindutva, even a soft Hindutva, cannot give you more than 10 to 12%.
So that way, Annamalai was right when he wanted to snap ties with the AIADMK, because the BJP has to grow at the cost of the AIADMK. Then.
Exactly. It is a compulsion. It is a compulsion of the 2024 Lok Sabha election, which is pushing him to have an alliance with the AIADMK without, he would, given a choice, if he had to choose, if he had to make a choice by himself, he would say, let me contest, let me cobble together an alliance of smaller parties and see how much numbers in terms of percentage of votes I would get in Tamil Nadu, so that I can one day become the alternative to DMK. Because the moment you become an alternative to DMK, then you are probably at a striking distance to power.
So I want to get into the questions of our viewers. Saini Gagan has asked, I know you've addressed this, but still asking the question again. It's clear that this remark has been made more to consolidate Dravidian ideology, Periyar, and less of the social reform. Does this make Annamalai's work even more significant?
See, Annamalai's work is going to be significant because he cannot be relying totally on the Hindutva politics. He has to play soft Hindutva politics. At the same time, he has to bring in real issues which are plaguing Tamil Nadu. I think he has an alternate vision. He says that I have an alternate vision for Tamil Nadu because Tamil Nadu has not become great just because of the DMK party. It has been great even before that. Several industries had come to Tamil Nadu even before that. Education levels were very high. We started off very well, but we have become stagnant. So as a result of which, he will have to pull up in every direction. It's just Hindutva alone. I don't think in any state south of Vindhyas is going to work. Even in Karnataka, it did not work. Modi as a mascot will appeal, but not Hindutva.
Just one diversion. How is this India-Bharat debate unfolding in Tamil Nadu?
See, I think it is a non-issue as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned. Because Bharat, I think that is the reason why even T.R. Balu, a former union minister, has mentioned, I don't think it calls for a big debate and all those stuff. So in Tamil Nadu, it would not matter. As far as nationalism is concerned, we saw the kind of emotional farewell which Bipin Rawat got when his body came from Nilgiris to Coimbatore. People thronged on both the sides. When the Kargil war happened, donations poured in from Tamil Nadu. So as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned, anything related to national politics, the only time they have missed it is Balakot strike. Even Kargil war, they voted for BJP and DMK alliance. Okay, only the Balakot strike, that is the only time where a national issue did not catch the attention of Tamil Nadu voters. So I don't think that would be a major issue as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned. And that's the reason why DMK is not too keen to comment on it.
So going back to the viewer's question, Aditya has asked, Udhayanidhi Stalin's statement has been disowned by some of the India partner alliances like Shiv Sena of Uddhav Thackeray's faction and TMC majorly. Do you think this would kind of weaken the position of DMK in the India alliance? And do you think party like Congress might take advantage of this position and strengthen its position in the state like Tamil Nadu? There's also a follow-up from Aditya where he's asked saying that will this comment also swing the votes towards the BJP? And if BJP has to gain electorally, does it have to shift the base from DMK or the AIADMK?
So see, point number one to the question, I think DMK would not lose relevance as far as the INDI alliance. Definitely, yes. Because I think Congress understands that if there is one state where it can call itself as a blue state, apart from Kerala, blues being the color of Congress, it is Tamil Nadu. And it is able to gain that kind of seats purely because of a very strong alliance. And I think for all the kind of comments which Stalin has been getting, I don't think even his father was such a shrewd person in terms of managing alliances. Stalin has managed alliance, kept the alliance intact. See, he has kept the alliance intact for 5 long years, Akshaya. Let's remember that. Mr. Karnanidhi had not been able to do it. Jayalalitha had not been able to do it. And he holds them. He gives them the confidence. So I think Congress leaders will impress upon the other opposition leaders that DMK is indispensable. And that's why you would find that the DMK leaders, including Udhayanidhi Stalin, did not battle an eyelid when Uddhav Thackeray or Mamata Banerjee made the comments, because they know pretty well that there is no alternative for us as far as the opposition is concerned in Tamil Nadu. Question number one. Yeah. Second question.
To add to that,
in
the INDI alliance also, you won't really see say Stalin campaigning in UP or Stalin campaigning in Bihar. I mean, this alliance will be very state specific. I mean, the current alliance in Tamil Nadu, it won't be like INDI, that bigger alliance. Secondly, I don't really see this issue kind of procrastinating till the next election. It will be over in the next couple of weeks. Correct. I don't really see it playing out beyond the point.
No. I don't think even BJP also knows pretty well that it probably can be used in the upcoming assembly elections a little bit. Apart from that, nothing major would be, they cannot milk it forever. Probably a diversionary tactic, that's it. Yeah.
DK, there's a question for you also. I mean,
Sree Ram, Sree Ram today, I have to listen to him. So ask him everything.
Okay, so there's a question that the viewer has asked, wherein they've asked us to shed some light on the Dravida movement's impact on the bureaucracy and administration, and how this controversy may or may not impact it.
So see, it's a very brilliant question, because I think the Dravidian movement, the Justice parties, when it was founded, if I were to say, I think it was a very, very important milestone was 3.2% Brahmin population held 77 deputy collectors, 15 sub-judges, 93 district munsifs in 1912, 1913. Contrary to that, non-Brahmin Hindus, only 30 deputy collectors, 3 sub-judges, 25 district collector munsifs were there out of 85% population. So at that point of time, whatever you call, bureaucracy was loaded with 3% Brahmin community. Today, it is not the same. Today in Tamil Nadu, the bureaucracy, what I have heard and what I have heard from Annamalai through his speeches, not through him, but through his speeches, is that there is an inclination to put minorities into important position in the bureaucracy. And that is an acquisition which Mr. Annamalai has time and again made. So obviously, this will have an impact on because you have more minority now in the bureaucratic element. In 100 years, things are completely changed. If you today go into any Tamil Nadu government office, I don't think you will find any Brahmin guy in the office. You will find most of them, or you cannot find any Brahmin there. So things have changed. So this impact will certainly be there.
In fact, Akshaya, Weaver has given some food for thought. That's your next story, probably. If you look at the representation today.
Yeah, we'll look into that, sir, very soon. But then there's another question that is interestingly come in. A viewer has asked, will BJP India use this controversy in other states and for the parliamentary elections as well?
See, I do not know how long it is going to live, this issue. As I told you, in Tamil Nadu, 34% of people decide just a day before tour voting. They will not know. In fact, AIADMK gained traction in the Kongu region because just few days before the election, A. Rasa made uncharitable comments about Edappadi's mother. In fact, if he had not made those comments, I think AIADMK would not have won 66 seats. They might have won probably 45 seats. That gave them the push in the Kongu region. So this has come much before the election. But the same statement is again and again made. If closer to the election, it will have an impact. But DMK guys are smart enough. They know when to play which cards. Elections are months away, so they are doing it. Later, they would play a different card. As far as other states are concerned, it all depends upon how well BJP is smartly able to use it. Because I noticed one thing, Jayanagar in Bangalore, I was there in covering the Karnataka election. Jayanagar in Bangalore has got 60,000 Muslim population. It also got a sizable Tamil Brahmin population. And last election in Jayanagar, around 2,500 votes difference, Congress candidate won. She is a daughter of sitting minister Ramalinga Reddy's daughter. This time, Thol Tirumavalavan campaigned for her. And the moment he came for campaign, immediately I could see comments in Twitter and Facebook from the people talking to Jayanagar voters, saying that he is against Sanatan Dharma, he is against Sanatan Dharma. And that candidate Soumya Reddy lost by 16 votes. She lost by 16 votes in Jayanagar election. But that was used very well in the last 2 days of the campaign. So how well are they going to use it? That's going to be the question mark. Otherwise, it will not be an issue.
Yeah. Sir, actually, there's another question that one of our viewers has asked about Udhayanidhi's stand in the DMK. Like this anti-Sanatana comment, will it give him prominence within the DMK or will the party advise him to lie low for a while? This is another question that has come up from Vinayak Sardesai.
Sorry, he's number 2. He's the prince. Nobody questions the prince. Nobody advises the prince. Okay. Even the king would not like to advise the prince.
How do you think this will be perceived in northern India, while the Dravidian parties in Tamil Nadu has not reacted as well as what we've... Yeah, you were saying that AIADMK has not spoken much about it. So another viewer has asked, how does North India perceive Dravidian parties now? And do they have a chance of winning the next year's election?
Who will have the chance of winning the next election?
He's asking, will the Dravidian party and its alliance have a chance of winning the next election?
So see, as of now, they're in a pole position. I think they should be able to comfortably win around 30 to 32 seats because of the numbers. The alliance, the numbers are in its favor. And the AIADMK has to get its mojo back. It is getting, but it's getting only in some parts of Tamil Nadu, not everywhere. As far as outside Tamil Nadu is concerned, let's also understand, as DK mentioned, I always mentioned this, after Gummidi Pundi, which is the border constituency with Andhra, DMK does not get even a 1 vote. It neither adds nor subtracts 1 vote. So it doesn't matter. It is irrelevant.
And there's another question, which I think is the final question from the viewers, wherein they're asking that at a time when, these kind of topics don't really matter, and why aren't we really talking about upliftment of poor? Is this because politicians think that they will gain more from discussing about Sanatana and Hindutva and things like that?
Yeah, I think, it's a well-known fact that rhetorics carry more mileage. We would not be discussing what attracts headlines. And that's what they would speak. What gives them TRP? That's what. So as a result of which, it's more convenient. That's what, in fact, I mentioned right in the beginning itself. Probably the DMK might have found that anti-incumbency is already setting in. There are certain unpopular things which are happening. Even minorities may not like a few things which they're doing it. As a result of which, probably to divert the attention. DMK is as a party is extraordinarily equipped to set narratives and divert issues. And this is one of the things which they are indulging upon.
And Akshaya, let's not forget, we live in a post-truth world. And these are times of post-truth politics.
So that's all I have in this edition of Political Adda. Thanks a lot, JVC Sree Ram and DK, for all the wonderful questions and also throwing a lot of light on the kind of scenario that we are seeing playing out ahead of the Lok Sabha polls of 2024. So thanks a lot, the two of you, for talking to us on Political Adda. That's all I have on this edition of Political Adda. I'm Akshaya Nath, Senior Assistant Editor. Do tune in to Political Adda on the print for more such detailed discussions. Thank you.
Thank you, Akshaya.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.